U.S. Middle East NATO ally Turkey may have quietly thwarted a secret plan against Iran by stepping in just as it was gathering steam along the Iran-Iraq border. Trump and Netanyahu were reportedly in cahoots with Kurdish militias positioned near that frontier, but the plot appears to have stalled before it could ignite an uprising inside Iran. Erdogan moved to foil a sinister intelligence operation to arm Kurdish fighters, pushing back against efforts by American and Israeli agencies to turn them into a spearhead against Tehran. Trump armed the Kurds to help oust Mojtaba's regime, but Erdogan said no, warning that empowering Kurdish militias would put Turkey's own security and territorial integrity on the line. A joint U.S.-Israeli plan reportedly sought to arm Kurdish militias for an incursion into Iran, with the aim of using proxy forces rather than direct American or Israeli troops. However, President Erdogan is said to have pressed President Trump to halt this covert operation, warning against any move that would destabilize Turkey's own neighborhood. The plan was allegedly backed by the CIA and Israeli intelligence, which supported Kurdish units stationed near the Iran-Iraq border as the spearhead for the mission. According to these reports, the operation aimed to spark an uprising inside Iran using Kurdish fighters and ultimately oust the country's ruling government. Kurdish forces were reportedly tasked with opening a military corridor from the Iran-Iraq border into Iranian territory, creating a foothold for further operations. The plan is said to have included weapon transfers, military training, and extensive logistical and financial support to the militias to ensure they could sustain the campaign. Militias even received some weapons before the mission was finally called off, suggesting the operation had moved beyond the planning stage into partial implementation. People close to J.D. Vance allegedly informed Ankara about the impending attack, according to Israeli sources, bringing Turkey into the loop on the covert initiative. That disclosure reportedly prompted Turkish officials to pressure Washington into stopping the operation, using diplomatic channels to warn of the consequences. Erdogan is said to have warned that arming Kurdish groups could threaten Turkey's security, given Ankara's long-standing fear that such support would embolden separatist movements. Notably, Turkey has long fought Kurdish armed groups in Turkey, Iraq, and Syria, so any external effort to strengthen Kurdish militias in the region cuts directly against Ankara's core security priorities. The revelation about the aborted Kurdish incursion plan comes at a time when tensions between the US and Iran are already at an all-time high. Donald Trump is once again at the center of a major security scare after Israeli intelligence reportedly passed fresh warnings about an alleged Iranian threat to Washington. Trump says he remains at the top of Iran's target list, even joking that if anything happens to him, everyone around him is in danger too. The alleged Iranian revenge plot has now become a major focus as military tensions between the United States and Iran continue to escalate. Israel has reportedly warned the United States about a new alleged Iranian plot to assassinate President Donald Trump, according to a Wall Street Journal report. The reported assassination plot, if true, would represent a major escalation in the already intensifying confrontation between the United States and Iran. Israeli intelligence is said to have uncovered a fresh plan allegedly developed by Iran to target President Donald Trump. According to sources cited by the Wall Street Journal, Israeli officials passed the warning to senior U.S. authorities earlier this week. Another source claimed that American intelligence agencies have recently received a steady flow of reports warning about possible threats. The Wall Street Journal report says the Israeli warning referred to a specific alleged assassination plot against President Trump. However, the report noted that details of the alleged assassination plan have not yet been made public. The White House declined to comment directly on the report and instead referred to Trump's own remarks regarding threats to his life. Speaking during the NATO summit in Turkey, Trump said he believes he remains on every Iranian target list. US President Donald Trump said, and I quote, "I'm on every list. I saw this morning, I'm on every single one of their lists. And so far, I guess I've been a little bit lucky, but that maybe doesn't last very long." Unquote.
Do you know why they had us close our window blinds? That was not usual.
Well, yeah, because you're, probably on a dangerous slate because of the sleazebags that we have to deal with.
So you think that Iran was possibly thinking targeting?
Well, I mean, if they asked you to close your windows, probably they feel that way. They didn't ask me to close mine, but if they did, I would have done it. These are sick people, so I could see something like that. I didn't know they did that, but I could see something like that.
Were you aware of any credible threat by Iran against Air Force
Well, I have
One?
a threat all the time. I'm number one on their list before you. But if I go, you go.
Iran has repeatedly vowed to avenge the 2020 killing of IRGC Quds Force Commander Qasem Soleimani, whom it considers a national hero. Calls for retaliation against Donald Trump have resurfaced during recent mourning ceremonies held for Iran's late Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei. The Wall Street Journal said it remains unclear exactly when Israeli intelligence passed the latest warning to Washington. The alleged assassination warning comes at a time when the United States and Iran remain locked in an increasingly dangerous military confrontation. The latest report surfaced as fighting around the Strait of Hormuz continues to fuel fears of a wider regional conflict. President Donald Trump reportedly briefed Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Washington's latest military moves in the Gulf during a recent phone call. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu stressed the importance of maintaining Israel's border security zones amid the worsening regional tensions. Both leaders agreed to maintain close coordination as the military confrontation between the United States and Iran continues to intensify. An Iranian official claimed Donald Trump was within Iran's reach during his visit to Turkey. Iran says it deliberately chose not to target Trump in order to preserve relations with neighboring countries. The official said Tehran exercised restraint despite growing calls to avenge the killing of Ali Khamenei. Iran claimed maintaining good neighborly relations took priority over attacking the US president. Ayatollah Zaghami said, and I quote, "Trump was within reach for retaliation over Khamenei, but in order to preserve friendship and good neighborly relations with neighbors, we did not target him." Unquote. The official also called for Turkey's ambassador to be summoned over Trump's actions. Iran accused Donald Trump of directing attacks on Iran while attending the NATO summit in Turkey. The remarks came as the ceasefire collapsed and the United States and Iran resumed exchanging military strikes. Earlier, an Iranian MP claimed Trump's presence at the NATO summit presented an opportunity to target him. An IRGC-linked channel claimed that Iran launched a large-scale missile attack targeting multiple U.S. military bases across the Middle East. The channel said several American military facilities were struck, though it did not disclose the exact locations of the targets. Kuwait's military confirmed that its air defense systems were actively intercepting hostile missiles and drones over the country. The Kuwaiti army said, and I quote, "The Kuwaiti air defenses are currently confronting hostile missile and drone attacks." The General Staff of the Army notes that if explosion sounds are heard, they are the result of air defense systems intercepting the hostile attacks. Everyone is kindly requested to adhere to the security and safety instructions issued by the competent authorities. Unquote. Kuwait said the explosions heard across the country were caused by its air defense systems intercepting incoming threats.